Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Waving My Life, and in today's video we are going to make a expense tracker application. With UPI and other card payments becoming easier and easier, you tend to spend your money a little bit too easily. So having an expense tracker application will be a much nice thing. So let's just jump right into the code. So let's see how our application works. So here you can see there is the current total balance shown, and you can add new transactions like let's say buy new shoes. This is an expense, and we will select the expense of rupees 1000 for 1100 for shoes, let's say. Add the transaction and you have now negative balance. Now say your salary has come. Salary is, let's say, 5000 rupees. That will be income at transaction, and now it is positive. Here is how we can add transactions. They will be listed here, and here is the form, and here is the total current balance shown. So this is how the app simply works. And if you first try the app, you will be prompted to add the currency symbol. And if you want to use the app, you can go to transaction list.netlify the .app if you want to use it directly. So without further ado, we will jump right into coding. So to start with, I will open up the terminal and go to our in desktop and make a new folder, expense tracker, and cd into that directory tracker, and we'll run code period. Sorry, code period. Apparently I can't type. So we will start with creating our three files: index.html, style.css, and app.js. So our three files are ready, and in index.html we will use the emit abbreviation to quickly complete it, and our title will be expense tracker. So let's just save and link our style sheet and JavaScript as well. Link CSS. So style sheet is linked now, and we'll go script source for scripts, and it would be script.js. Sorry, app.js. That will be also saved. And let's just now show your application. So here is the top bar, the bottom bar, and our main application area. In main application we have this container which will contain everything: the top green box, then the gray box, then the transaction list, and then this salary or expense listing. So there are four parts to this application. So in the main.html, we will go div.header, div.footer, and div.main. Okay, so there is three areas. Now in main, I will have a container which will contain everything. Inside the container, we will have our top bar, div.top bar. So in the top bar, we will have your current expense, a paragraph with your current sorry, not expense, balance. And here will be another paragraph with two span, one with the ID of currency and another span with the ID of expense, sorry, balance. Okay, whatever you name it. So that's that. And next in the header we will write our expense tracker, and in the bottom we, sorry, in the bottom In the footer, we will write made by webbing my life. So in the next portion, after the top bar, we have the form portion. In the form, we will write form container. Let's just name it form control. And inside the form control, label for name, maybe name. First, I will add the heading of add transaction. Next, the form will be of label name, and then we will have the, what should I say, input. Input text, name will be name, ID will be name. Let's just now copy it two more times. Copy paste, and this will be type. Input type will be radio. Name will be, this name is important, type, and ID will be income. Let's just, we will have another div because we will have label here again. Radio, this will be income, and we will copy this again. Type radio name. This name needs to be same to work with radio buttons. Okay, this ID can be different. With the ID, we will say which button is active actually. Expense. So this will be that, and next part, the salary means amount part. Amount, amount, type text is okay. No, number. We will use number for this. Then the name will be amount and the ID will be amount. Placeholder, let's add X placeholder G 400. Another placeholder in the name, placeholder. Okay, so this is the part, and now we need a button. So that's the form control part done. Means the form part done. Let's just collapse it to gain more visibility. Then top part done, form control part done. Now we have the paragraph, the title, transaction list, and as a dummy data, we will add two transactions. We will use unordered list for this. List of transactions. They will have a class of transaction and income, because this is of an income. Because this will be later dynamically filled with JavaScript, we are just showing the element only. So this is expense. This is the dummy element style actually, because it will be used for our styling, and then that will be other. Okay, thank you. Next, we will add our title. Income one, We will add a div because this will be on the right side. Last right side. Then in the paragraph, there will be the, sorry about that, amount, let's say $300. And next we will have two buttons. Edit. Let's just now say edit and delete. Save all of this and let's just see what is our application looking like. So Control L O. In Mac it will be Command L O. Our expense tracker spelling is wrong. Save this, our expense tracker, your current balance, add transaction. Okay, current balance amount is not written. No, currency, let's say dollar 500. Okay, that looks good. Let's just now jump into the styling portion. So I will start by resetting everything. Margin 0, padding 0, box sizing border box because it helps to size it easily. And then we will say font family a, what is font family? I said font family, Arial, Helvetica, Sans Serif. So let's just save it and have a look. So this is looking cool. Now, if you are wondering what I use here, this is, I guess, something called Red Hat Google font. Let me check it and tell you. So we will now import some fonts. So red red hat displays the font for the top side. This is one of the fonts, and we used another font, I guess. That's uh, I think I used Lato. I will add Lato to it and I will import them in our style sheet. So the import goes on the top. Okay. So body min height 100 ph, display flex direction column, and then there is nothing else to add to the body. Then our main section will have flex mm, row of 1, and it will be also display flex justify contains center, align items center. So if we have a look here, now the header is on the top, the footer is on the, sorry, the footer is on the bottom, and our rest of the part is in the middle. So it kind of is starting looking like this, but we still have a lot of way to go. So I will use the color picker and pick up the color, not the white color, but I need the this color. Okay. So header and footer are styled similarly. So we will add the style of background color, this font family. We are using, I guess, Red Hat display here. Play. Let's see how Google says to use their fonts. Look, Lato sans serif. Serif. Red at display sans serif. So let's just see the changes happening to our application. So you see the font family is changed and the top green bars are there. So I will go with color white text line center padding 20 pixels, and in the header we will add a size font size of 2 rem. Now let's just save, and look, the look is kind of looking similar right now. So we will go for the top bar section. Top bar background will be our this color will be white. The paragraphs color will be 1 second, just let's set a class here. It's so these classes will be helpful for us. Text and amount holder, remember the names. Text color will be actually CSS is all about freestyling, so what you are feeling, just go with it, and I am also doing that. That's why I am just thinking a lot while typing. Font size rem font size 0.8 rem padding 20 pixels. Let's just save it and have a look. So your current balance rupees 500. That's done. I think top bar I messed up something. Top bar is with no space. Okay, that looks cool. And let's just say min width of 300 pixels, because most of the devices will fit and we don't need to do any optimization for that. And we will say the font family to Lato. Default font family will be set to Lato, and now it looks better. I guess I used some other font family here which I cannot recall currently, but we will use the Lato font family here. And instead of CCC, let's go maybe EEE. Yes, this looks much better. And add a margin bottom of 2 pixels. So that will be that. Now, next area is the form area. And it will have a background color of CCC. And it will have that same padding of 20 pixels everywhere. So let's just wrap our open it. Add transaction is wrapped in a paragraph, so the form is only one paragraph. We can select it with form paragraph. This means the paragraph under the tag which has a class of form, it will on hover show this element class form. The p is inside it. Okay, so any p inside the form class, that will be denoted by that font size 1.4 m. C. Margin bottom 10 pixels, and we will display label and form, sorry, form not input as block. Display block. Let's just save and see how it looks. So it looks like they are listed on top of each other, which is not matching the look we are having right now, which is like this, sideways. So for that, we will grow with the grid. Okay? Oh, no, not grid, flex. So let's just see what is the name. Form control. Okay. Form control. There we will have display flex, justify content center, align item center, justify content center, not space between. So let's just see how our application looks now. Look, this look has come now. See name, type, amount. So you are thinking the income and expense are like this. Why they are like this? So we need to change that. Radio will be the class of these. And now for radio, we will display it as flex. Now saving this will bring them sideways, and just adding a line item center will center them with the radio buttons. So that's cool. Now form control, let's just have some margin in the form control. Instead of adding margin, I think what will be good, let's just display form as flex, and then flex direction column, and we can use the CSS property of gap between them. Then we haven't have to add margin everywhere. Just we can go gap of 10 pixels. So each will be gapped at 10 pixel, 10 pixel, 10 pixel, 10 pixel, 10 pixel. Okay. So in the input, and let's just add some padding of 5 pixel, 10 pixel. I think only inputs will have the padding because this padding is not looking good. Input padding 5 pixel, 10 pixel. Yeah, this looks good. We can select the type and name and amount. Save transaction. The button needs to be changed a bit. Button. I guess I didn't give in class to that button. Yes, that's just our normal button. But margins, margin padding not. Outline 0, none. Border, none. Background, none. Let's just add a class of BTN to it. Background color will be this. Color will be white. Font size 1.2 RAM. Cursor will be pointer. And the last of all things will be, and last of all the thing will be, we can add is, let's just see how it looks. Padding, yeah, padding of 20 pixels. That looks good. Not maybe 20, let's just go 10 pixels, and that looks good. And now transaction list. So for the transaction list, we will add heading. Now, if you want to specify a paragraph with class of heading, you can write like this, and let's just add some margin of 20 pixel around it. 20 pixel and 0, 10 pixel and 0, let's just say. So here is that, and in UL we will have style, sorry, list style none to remove the bold bullet points, and I think I give it a ID. Okay, it will have an ID of list of transactions, not class, because ID will be able to select it easily rather than a class. So that's why we are using an ID. And then transaction. Okay, there is the last element of our style. Sorry to bore you with all these elements. Transaction, display flex, justify content, space between, align items center, padding 10 pixel, and there will be income which will have the background of green, and there will be expense which will have a background color of red certain, but which red I forgot, so I will quickly pick up my color picker and pick up the red if possible. Okay, there is the red color, and I guess that will be the code. Okay, good. There is some more coding left. Color will be white, and I think I named that right side. Yes, right side also needs to be displayed as flex. Right side display flex gap of 5 pixels. And now let's just see right side, and let's just say right side button color white, cursor pointer, and here we will add margin of 5 pixel and 0 on the left and right. Yeah. So you are wondering, here is edit and delete written, but here is the beautiful buttons of edit and delete, which on hover change color as well. So we can go for that in font awesome, and need to search font awesome CDN, CDNJS, copy the two link tracks, all.min. Where is the CSS, and here is the JS, which will go after the body and save them. Now let's just see. The edit and delete will be still there because I need to show the icons. So let's just search for an edit icon. Edit. I think if we edit it will be FAS edit, okay. And delete will be bin FAS FA bin, I guess. Delete trash, okay. FAS FA trash. Alt, okay. We will paste them and we will copy this and paste them here. And yeah, we are almost done. Just we need to add the hover style, right side button, hover, transition 0.3 second is color. Color will be sky blue, and let's just save and see the hover colors are appearing. And on the hover of save transaction, let's just darken it. Color will be, let's say, teal, because it is, I guess it is very close to teal, so the changes won't be noticed. So let me just get the color picker in VS Code. That's why you use VS Code. VS Code gives you a lot of different good tools. And so there is it. If you hover on it, it changes color. Let's just add a small transition. Background color 0.3 second is, and let's just save that. And now our application almost looks similar to this. Okay, so in the next part we will talk about how the JavaScript will be added. So let's just jump right into our JavaScript code. So to get started, we will get all the elements. Sorry, const. I think having it inside will help us a lot. Command B to close the sidebar. So let's just see what we have. Currency. Currency holder equal to. If you haven't seen my first video, I will leave a link up here so that you can see that video and understand what's going on, because it is an intermediate level. There is lot more things going on. If you understand the temperature converter well, then you will understand this logic as well. Document dot get element by id, that will be currency, and we will copy it for multiple times. And then currency holder के बाद आएगा, so the next will be balance holder. Then we will go for ENX for transaction, name holder, TNX, type holder बोल के कुछ, there is nothing as type holder. There is amount holder. Then I guess we name them a name and amount respectively. So there will be that, and there will be the two types. Income, get element by ID, income, and copy this and paste this. This will be expense, and then we need to get the button, which we haven't added an ID. We will add the ID of save button document dot get element by ID save button save, and finally we need the UL of display will be document dot get by ID list of transactions display lists, just say. And now we'll need a few variables for, let's say, list of transactions will be an empty list, and current balance will be equal to 0, as we are starting with nothing. And then we will have a render function like before, not render that render. There will be a function render, which will render our list, because we will add the balance every time with render. So let's just do let current balance updation logic here, list of transactions dot reduce is a higher order array function which takes a callback with value total. This is the previous value, current value, and then what is the initial value, and we will return total plus value. So let me show this, yeah, reduce function for a second. So if we open up the inspector and go to console, let's just say items equal to 1, 2, and 3. Items dot reduce. There will be a callback function which will take the total current and will return total plus current, and we need the initial value of 0. So here 1 plus 2 plus 3 equal to 6. That's how reduce works. Reduce takes an element and then iterates over that element, means list el elements of the list, and then adds them up or does anything with them. There, that's how we are calculating the current balance. And we need another variable, symbol. Let's just say symbol. For now it will be dollar. Later we will ask user to enter the symbol. And then so currency holder dot in HTML will be symbol, then balance holder dot inner HTML will be current balance, and the last but not the least, we need to update the transaction display list dot inner HTML equal to blank to start with. If list of transactions dot length equal to 0, then we will say HTML plus equal to no transactions found, else we will iterate through the array this list of transactions. This will be list of transaction, display list. Okay, then there will be list of transactions dot for each. We will go like, let's just say a transaction will have 3 values. This element, let's just do it later. We will iterate through each of the element and render them. So display list dot in HTML plus equal to E for now, let's say. So let's just save, and I guess we need to refresh our page. Oh no, we haven't called the render function. So render, let's just save it and see your current balance 0 and no transaction found. So the next thing to do will be, on click we need to add a transaction to our list. Currently transaction list of transactions is empty, so we need some elements for our list of transactions. So we have the save button already, so we can do save button dot add event listener, which will be click event, and on click event we will create a new transaction. Sorry for those many brackets. So let transaction equal to an object. The name will be name holder, transaction name holder dot value. Amount will be transaction amount holder dot value, and convert it to no number just for safety. Mm, let's just convert it to number, and type will be income dot checked, then it will be income, otherwise it will be expense. Okay, and we will add it. So before adding, we will just console log it transaction and add it to the transaction list of transactions dot push. So we will push the transaction and save. Add event listener of null. Okay, save button is not found. I guess HTML save nahi hai. Okay, the HTML is now saved. Now see, the problem you can see now, we have saved it, but the name is empty, type is expense, where no type is selected, and amount is 0. Just because we converted it to number, but we cannot allow them. So if transaction holder name dot value equal to blank, or amount value is less than equal to 0. This is a quick way. Let's just convert it to number for safety. Alert can't can't do that, and save that. Okay. Now alert is working, but still the code is going to the next step because the console log is showing. Then we need to just return. Okay. Let's just save, and we will add the transaction to the list. And now that we know the look of the transaction, then let's just call the render function where we will be pushing the transaction in our HTML. Now we will change this HTML. Okay. Now we will take our previously generated HTML for this income and expense. We will copy the list, copy, and here will be paste. We will need the first line. Copy, not spotlight, paste, transaction, and this will be determined by element dot type. And you were wondering, okay, let's just do that later. E dot type, this will be e dot name, and where the index will come I will show you later. It comes for editing and deleting. This will be e dot sim sorry, not e dot symbol, just symbol, and this will be e dot value. Let's just save and add test 999, save transaction. So test undefined, it's showing undefined, not value, that will be amount. So let's just do it again. Test income in 9. Okay, now it's showing properly. That's good. Next, on these button clicks we will add on click listener, edit. Edit is the toughest part, so I will do it at last. Index, and on click we will delete also. Delete. Okay, so we need to implement those functions. Edit index function, delete index. So deleting is really easy. I think delete is a keyword, reserved keyword. So we will do del index. So we will take list of transactions, will be list of transaction dot another higher order function which is filter, which will take the element and index. So element and index not equal to This is index. So what does filter function do? Filter function takes a function which compares the something and returns something. If the return is true, then only that will be in the list, otherwise it won't be in the list. That's how we are filtering, and after deleting we always need to render to show the update. So now I will do a small change. I will make the input as income as default choice. For that you just need to add checked and save. Checked. Oh, that's the label. I need to add the to the income. Checked. Save that. So the income is checked. My salary, just say 200. That is added. Now if I press delete, it is deleted. Now there is two more functionalities left here. One is of edit and one is of saving things. Because right now if you refresh the page, everything is gone. Every details is gone. So let's just go, and on every render we will save. So let's just go and see how to save our values, means write to them and read them. Symbol will be document dot. So let's just see how can we save and load data. So save on each render we will call our save data function. Save data function. Function save data. This will do what? This will say local storage dot save or set item. Sorry, local storage dot set item symbol, that will use the normal symbol. Next, local storage dot set item balance will be current balance, and local storage dot set item list will be. Now local storage saves string only, so we will need to convert it to string. For that we have a neat function of json dot stringify. We will stringify the JavaScript object, which is an array for us, list of transactions. So we have saved the data. On each render the data will be saved. So let's just see in our memory application, local storage, see transaction symbol current or transactions. This is from previous session, sorry. Symbol, balance and list, these two variables are generated. Okay, and I guess on save we will do just say test, and let's just say this is an expense of 200. Save transaction. So see, there is object balance is object. Why?
2,000 years later.
So after a bit of tweaking, I found the error why this was showing object. So here is the value. Value is the object of transaction. So we need to tap on the value dot type. Then we need to check if expense. If that is expense, we need to minus that amount. Otherwise, we need to plus that amount. The amount, not the object. So let's just say I was testing it previously. So save transaction, there is an expense and then there is an income. So current balance will be 0. That's good. And also let's just check our local storage, not security. We will go into memory. sorry, not memory, application, and C, symbol, balance, and list of transaction is stored. Okay, so now we are saving that. We need to load that data as well. So to load the data, we need to do what we need to do is, let's just define a function, load data, which will set these three variables with the get item. Local storage dot get item. Get the items from local storage. Storage. I will copy these three one by one then, because set get g get item. There is a tricky part to list of transactions, so we will come to that later. Get item, and this will be get item. Show me later. List, and this needs to be JSON that parse. We are doing JSON that stringify here, then we need to pass the data. Parse. And remember, the data is stored as a string, so we need to convert the current balance to number of balance. Okay, so that's the data saved, and that will be it for this part. Let's just remove the let's. The only part we have left is now editing, and editing will be super simple. Transaction name holder dot value will be transaction I, list of transactions I, because we are remember, if you can remember, we are passing the I here, edit I, the index, the ith element, dot name, this will be amount holder dot amount, and income dot active, sorry, income dot checked will be equal to, okay, let's just do an if and else. If list of transaction I dot type equal to income, then we will income dot check equal to true, else expense dot checked equal to true. Let's just save that. This will be our edit function. So no transactions found. So we will first load the data. Render के बाद ही, मतलब means after the render we will load the data. Let's just refresh, and next time the data will be loaded. Okay, we are loading the data, and in the render we are, I guess, saving the data. So before saving we need to see if there is previous data or not. So load data. So adding a new transaction. Okay, two transaction added. Let's just add one expense, and let's just see if we refresh the page, everything is loaded up, and we need to clear the values for before rendering. Transaction name holder dot value transaction tnx, sorry, tnx name holder, tnx amount holder dot value will be 0, 0. Okay, so let's just save and see. 12, the amount is going empty. On refresh, everything is loading, and now we need to implement the last portion of the edit, which is the actual button clicks. We cannot make another new button, so what we will do is we will have an edit index. Let edit index equal to -1. Here we will set edit index equal to I, and while saving we will check for the edit index. If edit index equal to -1, then we will push the data. Otherwise, we will save the data, which will be done by else list of transactions edit index will be equal to transaction, which will save our data. Then we will say edit index equal to -1, which will reset everything. So save. Now let's just see edit. Let's just say this amount went to 98. Save transaction. See, the amount is changed. So there is last, we need to cancel and edit. We are suppose editing, in the editing menu we need to cancel. So let's just add a button for that, and this will be the last of our JavaScript. Where is the button? Where is the button? Save transaction. Below that, we will add cancel, cancel edit. We will save that. We will add some style for the cancel button. Color will be red. And cancel background color will be this red. Our we will set the background color, and it is visible right now. So display none. So we will take the cancel button here. Const cancel button in document dot get element by id cancel. So cancel button dot style dot display lock. On save we will display none. Cancel button dot style dot display will be none on save, and previously we have set display none by default, and now we need to implement the cancel functionality. Cancel button dot add event listener click, which will simply reset the fields, which is this thing itself. We will not call the render, and save, and let's just say edit. Okay, just refresh, edit. When we are clicking edit, the cancel transaction should appear. Cancel button equal to block. So what's the error again? Well, cancel button. What's the problem with the cancel button now? Delete, edit. Yeah, block is not defined. Got it. So we need to wrap this in a syntax. So edit, cancel edit. None is not defined because none needs to also be in a quote. None, cancel, none. So our application is ready. We can go test expense. Let's say a big amount. We accidentally did that. So we can edit it and format to 21 and save transaction. So that is it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed making this expense tracker with me. I know this was a long video, but thanks for sticking around till the end, and we will see you in the next video.